Hello, this is your mock group. Lately, you often hear on YouTube or the news about an electric car with unbeatable value for money in the 10 million won range finally being released. You've probably heard this a lot, right? But what happens when you examine the details? They're not high-quality electric cars made by Hyundai or Kia, but mostly small Chinese electric cars that aren't even available in Korea, or models with unclear official import status. Especially since BYD, the world's #1 electric car company, entered the Korean passenger car market, it's an ultra-value electric car currently sold in its home market in the 10 million won range. There are a lot of people eagerly waiting for the Seagull to be released in Korea. Even though it's made in China, with these specs at this price, I'd definitely buy it as a second or even third car. A lot of people are saying things like this. Should we start buying Chinese cars now? No, should we not? I don't think you need to worry about it too much. Finally, Kia, a leading brand in Korea, is officially preparing an ultra-compact electric car, the EV1. In today's video, I'll give you a complete rundown on the Kia EV1, which has been shrouded in mystery, its release schedule, expected design, and even some of its specs, so you won't have to worry about Chinese electric cars anymore. If you watch until the end, your concerns about getting a second car will be resolved right away. So, what kind of vehicle is the EV1 that Kia is preparing? To make it easier to understand, let's think about the compact car that's so familiar to all of us. It's the Kia Morning. You can think of it as an electrified version of the Morning equipped with the eGMP platform. It's an ultra-compact entry-level electric car that belongs to the smallest A segment in the automotive market. Currently, Kia has successfully launched the large SUV EV9, as well as the EV6 and EV3 in the global market. The soon-to-be-released compact SUV will also help Kia tighten its lineup all the way down to the EV2. And the final piece of this grand strategy to popularize electric vehicles, the one that will solidify the foundation at the very bottom, is today's main subject, the EV1. The core target for this car is clear. The first is the second car market for purposes like commuting to work or grocery shopping. The second is areas full of narrow alleys. The European market in particular tends to prefer compact hatchbacks. In fact, Volkswagen is currently developing the ID.1, an electric car under 20,000 euros in Europe. Renault, which is also well known in our country, is also known for its cost-effective electric cars. They are preparing the Twingo EV. So, the ultra-compact electric vehicle market is being anticipated, and Kia is preparing to join the global cost-effective competition with the EV1. Then, what will the design look like? If you look at the recent design trends of Kia's electric cars, the answer is already there. These days, electric cars are focusing on increasing their driving range. Also, since SUVs are trending in terms of design, there's a tendency to make the body higher, but the EV1 is expected to follow a more balanced city car proportion rather than that. So, instead of a high ground clearance, it's expected to have a silhouette similar to a much smaller version of the monobox-shaped EV3 with a moderately shortened length. On the front, you'll see Kia's signature for electric vehicles, the Star Map signature lighting, applied in a minimalistic way. The expected body length is about 3,600 mm, which is likely to be a bit more spacious than Kia's Morning. So, it will have a design and interior that will be welcomed by beginner drivers or women who prefer smaller vehicles. The reason is that electric cars have a simpler structure, so they can provide more interior space compared to vehicles in the same segment. You can expect an interior space similar to that of a compact car, which is a step above a mini car. When it comes to performance or battery, you might wonder, isn't this just a bare-bones model? But that's not the case. The EV4 uses Hyundai Motor Group's proven dedicated EV platform. An upgraded eGMP platform tailored for the compact entry-level segment is expected to be used. Even in the era of internal combustion engines, the third-generation platform was used. The K3 platform for compact cars, the N3 platform for mainstream mid-size cars, and the M3 rear-wheel platform for premium Genesis models. However, in order to drastically reduce costs, it is highly likely that a 400V system will be adopted instead of the 800V high-voltage system that was used in the previous premium models. In addition, a front-wheel drive and single-motor combination is expected. Also, since cost-effectiveness is the main focus, the battery is expected to use LFP or lithium iron phosphate batteries to reduce costs. The important capacity for electric vehicles is expected to be around 40 kWh each. Then, the important driving range is expected to be about 250 km per charge, and depending on how you drive, you can drive up to a maximum of 250 km to 300 km. It's not a distance where you can go from Seoul to Busan in one go like a large electric vehicle. However, since the purpose of this car is to be a city car for commuting or as a second car, charging it just once a week should be enough to cover your daily needs, making it a very practical specification. As for charging speed, it's expected that you can charge from 10% to 80% in about 20 to 30 minutes. So, there must be some kind of twist, right? Just because it's cheap, it doesn't mean it's going to look ugly like the old tiny economy cars or come with no options at all. It's designed based on Kia's next generation strategic SDV, which means it's a software-defined vehicle. What this means is, just like a smartphone, you can update the local controllers yourself at home through OTA or over-the-air updates without having to go to a service center. Also, Hyundai Motor Group's latest advanced driver assistance system, ADAS, will of course be provided. Core features like lane keeping assist, highway driving assist, HDI, and autonomous driving safety functions are integrated and provided together. Also, Playos Connect, which Hyundai is applying to its latest vehicles. Will it really be available even in executive sedans? We can't know this for sure, but if you look at Kia's PB5, which was released earlier, and the upcoming Ioniq 3 from Ionix, Playos Connect has been applied. Therefore, it's expected that there's a high possibility it will be applied. So then, when will it be released and what will the expected price be? According to foreign media reports about Kia, they are preparing for full-scale mass production in 2027, which is next year. You've already seen through the roadmap that various new cars are being developed. So, what about the price? In Europe, it's about 20,000 euros, which is around 30 million won, but in Korea, there are electric vehicle subsidy benefits. There are government subsidies and local government subsidies. If you receive all the benefits, including those exclusively for compact cars, the actual price you can buy it for will be in the low 20 million won range, which is still a pretty realistic price. At this level, buyers of compact cars with internal combustion engines will be able to buy electric cars instead in the future. So, at least for now, you don't really need to go out of your way to import cars like BYD or Seagull or worry about their quality and wait anxiously. It's because their release is soon. All this time, many have predicted that Chinese brands would dominate the affordable electric vehicle market. But it seems like Kia is going to show us what a truly well-made electric vehicle is with the EV1. Especially when it comes to a proven network, after-sales service and durability, Hyundai Motor Group, with its long experience, is considered to be superior. We'll have to wait and see if this car will actually be released in Korea. If it were you, would you consider looking into Chinese electric cars? Or would you rather wait a bit for a car like the EV1? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. To automatically get the next update, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications. Thank you.
If this was helpful to you, please give it a like, subscribe and turn on notifications to get accurate new car information quickly. Thank you.